Hi Allure, I'm Molly Burke. I am a social media content creator who happens to be blind, and I'm going to show you my 10-minute beauty routine. Every single morning, I like to just cleanse my face with water. So I like to just do water, toner, and then a light moisturizer that sets my skin and gets it ready for makeup. And then I do, of course, a primer. This is the Too Faced Hangover RX primer, and I think it's really great. And I really love the pump top. So I just do one pump of that and put it all over my face. The fun part about being blind and doing your makeup is you don't need a mirror, so that makes life easier. I can do makeup wherever. On an airplane, no problem. The next thing I always do after I prime my face, just because I'm in like the priming zone, is I always prime my eyes as well at the same time, just to like kill two birds with one stone, get it all done at once. The classic Too Faced Shadow Insurance. When it comes to selecting my products as a blind person, obviously it's not necessarily about what it looks like because I can't see it. So for me, I really focus on texture, how it feels in my fingers, how it feels on my skin, how it feels and wears throughout the day. I can't see to check myself out in the mirror, so sometimes if I have like a moment to myself, I'll kind of like feel my forehead. Do I feel like I'm having like an oil breakthrough? I'll feel my lashes. Do I feel like mascara is flaking off a few hours in? And then I also really listen to people's feedback. So like if I consistently start getting compliments when I've changed my skincare up, or if I'm consistently hearing like, oh, that lipstick color really looks great on you, I take note, okay, it's a blue undertone to this red lipstick. That seems to be a color that people really like on me. So it's a combination of taking into account other people's feedback, even if I haven't asked for it, and then also how it feels to me, how easy it is to apply, how user-friendly it is. I've been really liking the Born This Way Too Faced foundation recently, and I really like applying it with just a wet beauty sponge. This one is from Tarte Cosmetics. I find the combination of this matte foundation with a wet sponge is like the perfect way to apply it. So I just squirt a little bit out on my finger and then I dot it around my face because again, I can't see in the mirror what I'm doing. It's really about feeling my way around. And then I use the sponge to quickly work it in. And there's really no method to this madness. This is just like, act quick because it will set on your face. The next thing I do is I conceal. Now, I've been told that I don't really get dark circles under my eyes, but because I don't know that for sure, I figure I'll just conceal anyways. This is the Tarte Shape Tape. So I have a bit of acne that's kind of in the healing stages. So obviously I can't, again, look in the mirror and see like the redness that I need to cover up. So what I do is with clean hands, I just kind of feel around and I feel wherever it feels like there might be a bump or something, I'll just do a little bit of concealer on that as well. It's not perfect, but makeup isn't about being perfect, it's about having fun. I also always make sure to try to like wipe the brush off a little bit. I like to use the pointed end of the sponge because you can get really right up in under your eye. I feel like a blind girl beauty hack is like just try to overblend, but I feel like a risk of not being able to look in the mirror is having harsh lines. So I try my best to just kind of blend to the point where I'm like, there's no way it's not blended. So I have two products I'm going to set with. So I'm gonna use the Too Faced powder. One of the reasons I actually love Too Faced because a lot of their packaging is very tactile and a lot of their products are very scented. Now I know scent in beauty products is a bit of a controversial topic, but for me as a blind person, it is a way that I get to enjoy beauty without seeing it. And Too Faced is kind of the queen at that. So I'm gonna pop the top and then I just try to feel and dip it over top of the lid and kind of tap a bit to get some product out. I really love using a wet beauty sponge for applying my powder. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Glow Powder. Because this is a matte foundation, I do like to add a bit of glow and kind of just dusting this glow powder all over to set the rest of the face. It gives it a bit more of a nice pop. So I feel in my brushes, I have a whole thing of organized brushes and I just feel around for the right one and then just quickly dust it all over. And this is the Benefit Hoola Light Bronzer, which I really like because I'm a very fair-skinned girl. And then I'm using the Hoola matching Hoola brush. It's probably filthy. I just do the like old school 3E, where you just kind of do the perimeter of the face. I'm not here trying to sculpt too much. I'm just here trying to get by, so. And I usually bring it down my neck as well, just to blend and make sure there's no like harsh line between my face and my neck. This is the blush I'm gonna use. It is the Kaja Butter Up. It's like a bento box, so it has a cream bronzer, which I never touch. It has a highlighter, and then it has the blush, which is one of the blushes I use pretty much every day. It's, I believe, like a pinkish shade. That's what it is in my mind, so that's what I tell myself. And then I just swirl the brush, and what I do for each side of my face, I do the same amount of swipes in the pan. That way I know that I have the same amount of product on each side of my face. So that's definitely a blind girl life hack. So I swirled it 4 times, tapped it off, do the awkward smile, swish it 4 times, tap it off, and there's blush. This is the MAC Hyper Real Glow palette. It's all highlighters. I absolutely adore these highlighters. So I'm gonna go in with the one on the furthest left. It's the lightest shade. I'm just gonna dip my brush in there and feel right along the top of my cheekbone. This is the Benefit Precisely My Brow. I got my eyebrows microbladed, but I do still use the end of my old brow product to just use the spoolie to kind of brush my brows out just in case before I go in to do my eye makeup. This is the Kaja Chocolate Dahlia Bento Box. The top shade, which is like a very light, creamy, highlight, shimmery shade, I like to just throw all over the lid. And then the middle shade, which is more of a matte mid-tone brown, I like to deepen up the crease. Got a fun cactus makeup brush. Who doesn't need something like that to brighten up their day? So what I do is I make sure to kind of go in basically lines across my eyelid to make sure that I got the whole lid. I just kind of go back and forth over it a few times to make sure that I feel like I've covered the entire lid. This is my favorite brush to do my crease because it picks up enough color without picking up too much color. This is probably one of my OG makeup brushes from MAC, like one of the mini ones from their Christmas collections. So I start at the outer corner and then I just go to the center and I kind of window shield back and forth. And that's how I do it. This is the Bad Gal Bang by Benefit. I basically look for liners that have a smudgy stick at the end, and then I just feel the top of my lashes and I just kind of try to go across, and I do one eye at a time. Now before I do my mascara, I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna do my lips. Mascara is my biggest struggle bus. So this is one of the Bite Beauty lipsticks. It's just like a nice nude everyday brown shade for me. So I really like creamy lip products because they're easy for me to blend, they're easy for me to feel, and I really like small sticks like this because it's just a smaller surface space for me to be working with, and I just do it all by feel. Now I do have a very pointed Cupid's bow. So particularly when I'm doing a bold lip or a bright lip color, that can be a little tricky, and I usually will have to get a sighted person to help just crisp up the top of the edges. But when I'm doing a more nude everyday shade, it's not as big of a deal and you can't really tell as much. But I do kind of just take my fingertip and just run along the edge just to feel that I didn't get any outside of the lines. Last but not least, we are doing the tricky lashes with the Lush Lash. So this is actually by Lush Cosmetics. This is new to my life. I just started using it last week, and honestly, I really like it. I use a lash curler and I just feel with my other finger where my lashes are while I'm curling. But I'm not too picky with mascara because I feel like I was gifted with pretty lengthy lashes, so I feel like I don't have to be as picky with my mascara, which is kind of nice. Basically, my fingers are my eyes. I always say, like, as a blind person, my hands are my eyes. I rely on my ears a lot too when I'm like navigating the world outside, but for doing day-to-day tasks, I rely on my hands a lot. When I open the mascara, I always try to wipe the end of the tip on the edge just to make sure there's no extra product kicking around that I'm gonna cake onto my face. feel like there's no cute way to put on mascara. Like I feel like people's faces always look weird. Like you either open your mouth or you look really serious like a zombie. Okay. So now somebody cited will have to tell me if I have any little blobs that we can fix. Woo! We had one of those days where we might have nailed it. That is the completed look. That is my 10-minute blind girl makeup look. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you, Allure, for having me on 10-Minute Beauty Routine.